Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Greg. Welcome to the channel. So, 2 days ago on Sunday, I went out into nature in the morning time. I must have got there around 7:30 in the morning. There's a certain little power spot that I love to go in. I go off the trail, and when I first get in there, it's an incline of a mountain. It's not real steep, but it's maybe like that. And I start climbing up there, climbing up maybe about 50 feet, And as I'm climbing up, I'm kind of looking around, soaking in the energy of the place, the trees, the grass. It rained a lot this past winter, so there's a lot of greenery. There's a lot of grass, a lot of long, tall grass going on. So as I'm walking up, I happen to look up more ahead, up that incline of the mountain, and I saw a rabbit hopping right at the moment I looked. It was already about to go behind some bushes, you know, so it couldn't be seen. And I saw that rabbit. And I was like, oh wow, nice. I just saw a really fleeting flash of the rabbit doing a hop. And so usually when I've seen rabbits before like that, and I usually will follow them. I'll try to see if I can get another look at them because I just like to check them out, see what they're doing, and stuff like that. So I did that. I started walking up more of the hill. I went to that area where it went behind the bush, and I stood right there for a while, and I was kind of trying to scope out to see where it is, see if I could see it, because they have that knack for being quick, super fast, but then they could be very still to the point where you can't see them. They could be right there, but they're so still that they blend in with the scenery. I was looking around for a moment and I didn't see it. So I was like, oh well. So hope everything's cool with that rabbit. So I went back down and I was going to walk into these certain spots that I like to hang out in. I like to do Qigong and meditation in these certain spots. So I was getting closer to a certain spot in between some trees where I have to walk through there in order to get to this certain spot. And I noticed like within 5 feet in front of me, there was like these, I think it was about three birds. Three birds were right there pecking at the grass. And they were kind of still. They were still, like almost waiting for me to notice them. And I finally noticed them. And I stopped. I stopped walking and I just kind of just stood there and just kind of put out that vibe of letting them be. I'm going to let them do their thing, see what they do. So eventually they just stopped looking at me and they started continuing to peck at the ground, eating the grass and stuff like that. And then suddenly I noticed there was about like 7 or 8 more birds around that area right in front of me, within 5 feet of me. And then they started all moving too. So I was like, man, were they all still when they saw me coming? And then they didn't fly away. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool experience that they didn't fly away. Usually when you get too close to a flock of birds, they go away, fly away really fast. So they all stood there and they kept on continuing to peck at the grass. And I was like, oh, cool. This is an experience. I'm gonna wait until they finish their thing so I could walk through there, because the only way I could walk through there is by keep walking forward, and then they'll eventually fly away. So I was like, oh well, just let them finish doing their thing. So I must have stood there for another about 5 minutes went by, and I was just checking them out, watching them pecking around. Every now and then one of them would fly up to a top branch a little bit right above right there, and then it would fly away. One of them flew away at one point, and then it came back. But it came back and flew kind of like really close to my head on my left side, and then it landed and it continued pecking at the ground. So I thought those were pretty cool experiences. How nature's getting so close to me. It's allowing me to get really close to them. Like they don't feel that I'm really a threat to them. That's what I was feeling. Who knows what's going on? But as I'm watching those birds, I suddenly notice that rabbit is in the distance, maybe like 50 feet away. He's more down the incline of the mountain. So he was originally above the mountain, but now I'm facing the incline of the mountain downwards, and I'm noticing that the rabbit's coming up. He's hopping up the incline, coming towards me too. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna stand here. I'm just gonna stay there and observe the rabbit. And sure enough, it comes even closer. It keeps getting closer and closer, and I'm like, wow, this is a trip. And it gets within. There's some bushes like 10 feet in front of me too. There's these trees over here where I'm observing the birds 5 feet from me, and there's these bushes within 10 feet of me right there in front of me. And so that rabbit comes from my left side and then goes into those bushes right there, and he's like right there. Pretty soon he's like 5 feet away from me in those bushes. And I notice it's a baby rabbit too. It's really small. It's not a grown rabbit. It's really a small little light brownish with white spots. And I was like, wow, what an amazing experience. The rabbit's coming towards me. I mean, usually when I've been walking out in nature before, and even if I don't notice the rabbit, if you get within 10 or 15 feet of them, they just, boom, they take off quick, And this time the rabbit's coming towards me. So I just continued. I couldn't see it anymore at a certain point. It was in the bushes in there, because there's tall grass too right in front of me. And I continued watching in that area and looking at the birds. And then just another minute must have passed by, and all of a sudden that rabbit comes out of those bushes and through the long grass and gets literally within 3 feet of me. It walks towards me, and as it's doing that, it's kind of just doing it really slow. And I'm getting like excited, I'm getting like, wow, what a trippy experience. My heart's starting to beat really fast, but I'm trying to remain calm. I'm just sitting still. I'm standing there still, just trying to enjoy the experience. I'm like, man, I'm just going to stand still and observe it. And it came right up towards me, and it was right there 3 feet from me, and it looked at me. It looked up at me, almost like a little shine in its eye. Kind of like it's saying hello, or, it's acknowledging my presence. I wasn't sure if it noticed me or not. I was thinking, well, maybe if I'm just standing still, it's not going to even notice that I'm there. But nah, this rabbit noticed me. I'm pretty sure it was that same rabbit that I saw when I first got there. But it was within 3 feet of me, and it looked at me for about 10 seconds. And then it turned to the right. It still stood right there, but it turned to the right. So it was kind of looking away from me over there. But, they have their eyes on their sides, so they can still see me. I suppose it was still looking at me. I could sense that it was kind of still paying attention to me. I think it picked up on my heart beating fast, like I was getting excited. My energy started getting more flowing, more faster. Even though I'm just standing there trying to remain calm, I was kind of resisting that excitement. So it must have turned away from me for another 15, 20 seconds. And then all of a sudden it darted away into those bushes again really quick. I mean, super fast. I was like, wow, what a trippy experience, man. There was a lesson there. So I continued watching the birds, and the birds eventually flew away. So then I went and did my thing, did my meditations, qigong and stuff like that, and took off. So I was checking out the animal totem of the rabbit to see what's up, what are the lessons here that I'm being shown. And one of the things is the rabbit is connected to the moon, because when the rabbits have their litters of babies, they usually the baby rabbits can be on their own after 28 days. So this is connected to that 28-day lunar cycle of the moon, and that that's connected to the feminine, to women, the cycle, the 28-day cycle. So there's that connection right there too with the moon, the nurturing energy, the motherly energy, the caring energy. By the way, if anybody wants the Thunder Astrology reading or 12 house reading, just go to greg.thunderwizard.com. Still offering 25% off. And so, yeah, that's one connection with the rabbit, is they're very connected to the moon, and they're very connected to this sensitivity, because they are very sensitive to their surroundings. One of the reasons that they are is like the mice, they're they're the most sought after prey to predators. So this is why the rabbits have been, why nature, to make up for that being hunted so much, nature gave them that ability to be very fertile, sexually fertile. So they could have between, like, I think it's 3 and 6 liters of rabbits per year. So that's a lot. They're producing babies, and the liters of babies are between I think 2 and 6 rabbits too, 2 and 6 baby rabbits. So they're free to go. They can live on their own after 28 days, but if they want to stay and continue to live with the mother, though, the mother will allow them to stay there. So this is that nurturing energy of the moon. That caring energy, that homeliness of the mother. The moon sign is Cancer, and that relates to the home, to the fourth house of home, security, being comfortable. And but if the rabbit does have another litter of babies, then she'll kick out the babies that are still there. So this has to do also with the true balance of a mother. She at some point, you got to be on your own. The mother's not gonna. A true mother is not gonna allow you to stay constantly in this youthful state of mind. Eventually, you got to go out on your own, and you got to make something of yourself. You got to support yourself. You got to find those resources, those abilities within yourself to really live on your own, be independent, and at the same time belong to a family. So that's one of the lessons there that the rabbit teaches, and also that ability of they have that ability to really be fast, super fast. I mean, I saw it right in front of me. 1 minute that rabbit's super still, and then it shot awake so quick. And they just do it with those leaps and hops. It was quick, and it went into the bushes. And in those bushes, there's a bunch of leaves on the floor. And I didn't hear it walking away, where it would make the sound of the rustling leaves. You'll be able to hear it. But after a few minutes, I saw it down the incline. I was like, oh, there, I see it hopping away now. It's like, man, I didn't even hear it, though. Move through those bushes. So this is that ability to be, that independence, to be on your own, to really plan your own life out. To be behind the scenes, planning things out. And then that ability to move really fast, that has to do with grabbing opportunities when you see them, knowing how to grab them. I see an opportunity here, I'm going to go get it. So it has that ability to be fearless. And the opposite, the negative of the rabbit, is succumbing to fear. Standing still and not knowing what to do. Like, geez, what do I do here? It has to do with that not trusting in the universe. Putting being worried about the future. That's what that has to do with. So you don't want to be like a deer in the headlights. You want to be like the rabbit and make those moves as soon as you can. When you see that opportunity, you go out and get it. When it's time to chill and be patient and trust in the universe that you don't have to worry about the future. That's when, that's what that stillness represents. And man, they can be super still. I mean, they have that patience, and they have that ability to bring out that energy really quick. So that's the lesson of the rabbit that I got. It was a good one too, It was so gratifying. I was very, very thankful to the Mother Earth for that experience. I was like, wow, that was cool. Thank you. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. If anybody's interested in getting a Thunder Astrology reading or a 12-house reading, this is a Vedic Astrology. Just go to greg.thunderwizard.com, and I'm still offering that 25% off. The Thunder Astrology readings are super powerful. I'll give you a mantra based on your own personal chart. So this is designed specifically for you, based on your own personal chart. You get a mantra and a planet and a deity connected to you. And once you start doing these things, it's really going to connect you to your soul if you're not already connected. But it's going to really give you that energy to really focus and do the things that you really want to do in this life, and learn how to trust in the universe, how to be patient, how to go get that opportunity when it's there, when it's being presented to you. So, hope you guys have a good one. Peace.